Kaduna State Governor don draw Peter Obi leg come outside. He say Peter Obi put pepper for him yansh. He put pepper for him brick. Anyway, Mona hear am for 12 the maths. After he talk, Peter Obi go talk. And Mona judge am for comment section below.
In 2013, I went to Anambra State as an official of the APC to witness the by-election for governorship. Your next guest, Peter Obi, was governor. He got me arrested and detained for 48 hours in my hotel room. Now I'm the governor of Kaduna State. And he is coming to Kaduna. In addition to the police and the SSS, I have one mechanized division Nigerian army here if I need to arrest and detain anyone. But we are northerners. We are civilized. We don't do things like that. I wish you all safe journey back to your destination, and God bless you.
I'm not in control. As you know, no governor is in control of either police or state security services. We are not. It is the federal government control. There was an election in my state. I, as the governor, sitting governor, have never on election day, asked anybody in Anambra State, be seen moving from one local government to the other. I move around my local government. I live in Onitsha. I go to my village to vote and go back to Onitsha. When I was in government, I go from Oka to my village and vote and go back. El-Rufai came to Anambra State on an election day and said he wants to move around the local government. The state security services said, you can't move around. You cannot. Not even the governor is allowed to move around. Go and ask anybody whether they've seen Peter be moving from Anyocha, which is my local government, to Nnewi on an election day. They say you can't move around. The only people allowed to move around are if you are accredited voter and you're going to vote in your local government, if you're an observer, which means you're in a group and listen. So for your safety, we want you to be safe. So stay in the hotel. If you've come for party affair, you stay in the hotel, which I think is right. So when the police now asked, when I was asked after that in the interview, I said, well, listen, I, Peter, wouldn't want to be in Kaduna for the same reasons on an election day.
Let's begin what's trending with reactions trailing comments made by the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, who over the weekend came under fire on social media for saying Northerners need someone from the North as president of Nigeria. The former vice president, who has campaigned on the promise of unifying the country, was speaking at an interactive session of the Arawa Town Hall Policy Dialogue in Kaduna State. Well, in a video that has now gone viral, Atiku also told his audience, which included a significant percentage of persons of Hausa and Fulani extraction, that they do not need an Igbo candidate or a Yoruba candidate, but a pan-Nigerian of northern origin to relieve their plight. Well, a cross-section of Nigerians have expressed outrage about the statement. Let's take a listen to the video before we take some reactions.
I think what the average northerner needs, somebody who is from the north and who also understands the other parts of Nigeria and who has been able to build bridges across the rest of the country. This is what the northerner needs. Doesn't need a Yoruba candidate or an Igbo candidate. This is what northerner needs. So I believe I stand before you as a pan-Nigerian of northern origin.
Well, let's take this reaction from Freedom, who wrote, Atiku claims to be a unifier and keeps talking about one Nigeria, but he's using ethnicity to campaign by telling his audience that the country doesn't need a Yoruba or an Igbo candidate. That's beyond insulting. The desperation to win the upcoming election is revealing a lot. Well, Fact Teller wrote, the question is, what an average northerner wants. Honestly, an average northerner wants security so that they can go back to their farms. They need social security to pull them out of poverty and education to entrench their upward ascendancy. They don't need a northerner for this. Well, reacting to Atiku's comments, the All Progressives Congress presidential candidate, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, described Atiku as a tribal jingoist. In a statement signed by the Director of Media and Publicity, Bayo Ononuga, on Sunday, Tinubu added that Atiku's statement was the worst expression of ethnocentric opportunism and stressed that Atiku's tribalism was responsible for the PDP's leadership crisis. However, many Nigerians have drawn similarities between Atiku's comments and Tinubu's outburst in Ogun State, where he coined the term Emi Lokon and said that it was the turn of the Yorubas to become president. Let's take a quick playback of that video before we come back for a discussion.
Tí o bá sí àwa èmi tí ń dúró wájú yìí tí ń lérí ogun tí ní òkè Buhari nìṣó ká máa bá lọ. Kò lè jí president. Ó ṣe kìíní olùlẹ̀. Ó ṣe kejì olùlẹ̀. Ó ṣe kẹta olùlẹ̀. Ó tiẹ̀ sunkún lórí tẹlifíṣàn. Pé láyé òun ò tún rán mọ́. Mo dẹ̀ lọ bá Kaduna wa rán ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀kún kọ́ lélẹ̀. Àdúró tiẹ̀. Wàá dẹ̀ wọlé. Nǹkan kan ní pé o ò ní fọ̀rọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá ṣeré. Ó dẹ̀ gbà. Àtijọ́ tó yẹ ti débẹ̀, mi ò gba mínísítà, mi ò gba contract, mi ì tọrọ ọbẹ̀, mi ì tọrọ gàrí, mi ì tọrọ fúra lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀, mi ì dẹ̀ ìyàwó ń bẹ̀. Mo wá ní lọ́tẹ̀ yìí o, Yorùbá ló kàn.
Well, let's take this reaction from Obina, who wrote, in a bid to secure the northern votes, Tinubu opted for Muslim ticket. In a bid to secure the northern vote, Atiku told the North to vote only a northerner. These are the kind of politicians that divide us using religion and ethnicity. I guess the outrage really refies the fact that he's campaigned on the, that is Atiku Abubakar, has campaigned on the promise of unifying the country. And I think that if you take that out of most of his campaign, I guess this will be all right, because other politicians do the same thing, like Tinubu did in Ogun State, and dialing back to the history of politics in Nigeria, you have to go out there and try to appeal to your base. But I guess it's just the fact that he's campaigned on that promise as being a unifier. I know that Dr. Bati has also made the point that he was taken out of context. I don't know what your thoughts are.
I mean, Audrey, it is sad that we're having this in our political life at a time when Nigeria is dealing with a lot of problems. Look at flood. Look at the representative of NDDC saying that the humanitarian ministry that gets billions have done nothing days after this flood. There are issues on ground. Look at the fact that our oil revenue have plummeted so much that as at 1980, we collected $22.4 billion. Today, we can't even collect. So we are collecting better oil revenue in 1980, 40 years ago, than today. We are retrogressing as a nation. But what do our politicians use to divide us further? Tribe, ethnicity, religion. Because it is obvious that all our politicians look for is to divide us to their own benefits. And that's why I asked them, do they truly love the country? And it's not only Atiku. Let's stop acting like only Atiku does. I'm happy you played that video for balancing. All of them across the campaign trail do it when it's convenient for them. And these are the same people too that will come out to gaslight us and tell us that it doesn't matter again. The truth is, where does their duty lie to Nigeria? Their duty lies to solving the problems of Nigeria. I have never heard most of them say, vote me because I'll do this based on the issues. It's about, anyway, some of them have been saying that. It's about the tribe, it's about the sentiment, it's about the things they can gain. And that's why Nigerians should look very well in 2023 and vote for the people that really talk about the issues. Because there are issues on ground and we can't react to those issues enough. And these divisive elements by our politicians is just an indication that they are not serious.
Right.
And please, I beg them, they must attend that debate on the 15th of November. Whoever doesn't attend, I will never take you seriously.